Hi everyone, Kim Watson here with my latest process video for HipKit Club. Today I'm going to be making a page that focuses on our January 2019 printables and some of our free cut files. So let's get started. What you will notice is that the printables that we have made available to our subscribers for January coordinate perfectly not only with the December kit but also the January kit. There was some delays with the printing of the papers, and so we thought we'd give you a few filler items to make sure that you had something fun to play with while you were waiting for your January kits. As you can see in the video, I have just shown you what the cuttables look like after I fussy cut them, together with the 4 papers or 5 papers that are available. So what I chose for my page was a cut file using those delicious Scandinavian numbers. I chose 2019 because I was going to focus on a photograph of my brother and his adorable little family. They took some really cute photographs celebrating New Year, so I thought I'd send them a page to pop in one of the albums that I've been putting together for them for the last couple of years. So what I decided to do was cut those numbers into white cardstock and then layer them on top of some of that lovely dark orange fine dot which came in the December kits. It just gives the numbers a little bit of emphasis, and I don't know about you, but I'm absolutely loving the new red for the Christmas season that was shown everywhere. Then, sticking with that lovely red color, I took the one plaid pattern from the Holiday Happenings collection that we did for our December kit called Scandinavian Dream, and teamed it up with another one of the printable patterns from January. It is the little blue Scandinavian floral, which coordinates beautifully with that orange red shade. I have layered 2 strips along the top to act as a border for my photograph, and then decided on an asymmetrical design on the right hand side of the page. You will notice that I'm going to start clustering everything along the one side. Here what I'm doing is just building the cluster with florals, which I am then adding in a very linear fashion together with some of those little printed strips, which incidentally are absolutely perfect for this layout. The first one saying looking forward to great things, the next one saying so much good in this life, and then the next one saying finding joy together. So what you'll find is that the layering of all the sentiments together help tell my story. So it says 2019, the beautiful life, looking forward to great things, so much good in this life, finding joy together, and celebrate. You know, sometimes I find I can have some really gorgeous embellishments and cuttables and die cuts, but when layered together and you read them, they just read absolute nonsense. So I really try and make sure that when I lay these sentiments down, that they do make some sort of sense. The nice thing about the December puffy stickers is that they came with an assortment of different colored stars, and instead of using mixed media for this page, I opted for those stars and scattered them around the page to give the overall layout a little bit of sparkle. Here what I did is grabbed one of the die cut ephemera labels from the December kit, layered them with one of the little wooden buttons and one of the little clear sentiment stickers that came on a sheet again in the December kit. I'm trying to create an anchor point on that bottom left side of the page, so I've done so using a triangle of the spotted printable papers together with that little label cluster. Now that I have all the elements more or less where I want them, I thought best I'd adhere them down. And if you've watched some of my process videos before, you will notice that I never add loads and loads of adhesive. I add just enough to make sure that the elements are firmly adhered to the page, but leaving all the edges loose so that I can create that nice 3D effect. If one runs your finger underneath the edges of papers and elements and your little bits and pieces, just like I'm doing there, it gives the page a really nice three-dimensional look, which I think adds to the beauty of the design. You'll notice as well that I went behind the scenes and added some machine stitching. I just used a combination of a really small zigzag stitch and a plain running stitch. Again, it's understated texture. It makes the page really interesting, and again, if you've seen some of my other pages, you'll notice that I like to leave all the threads loose, so very seldom trim them off. It just adds again to the interest of the page, and I don't know, just my thing at the moment. Here what I'm doing is obviously adhering all the bits to the page, but adding different heights of dimension, again using foam adhesive from 3L, or just some plain ordinary craft foam, which you can get at any stationery shop or craft shop. You'll notice that the adhesive that I'm using is the adhesive from Queen & Company. It's actually by the Rubber Cafe. It's sheer glue in the form of a gel, so it adheres really well. It doesn't bleed, and I'm just finding it's really simple to use and easy to use on that craft foam. Yeah, I'm a bit adhesive challenged sometimes, and I look again and I've got adhesive smushed all over the page, but I find this one works really well for me. I'm just layering my embellishments now around my photograph, focusing a little on my tri-cluster or my visual triangle. I find that balance is so important when it comes to adding embellishments. You know, if you've been scrapbooking as long as I have, you find you do things without even realizing. So if you're really new to the game and wonder what I mean by visual triangle, I just like to make sure that either elements, colors, or shapes are mirrored in threes around the page. Again, it's not a hard and fast rule, but I find that if one tends to refer to that principle, you will end up with a page that is really well balanced. An ordinary library stamp. I'm adding the date. I think it's really important to add the date, because sometimes you can scrapbook and craft and fill your albums, but then trying to go back and add dates afterwards is really difficult. I know, I find it super difficult. Lastly, what I'm doing here is just again grabbing some of those delicious puffy sticker sheets that came in the December kits. They were exclusively manufactured for us, so Kimberly and I designed them, making sure that they were coordinated with everything else. The beauty again is that these sheets coordinate not only with the December 2018 kits, but also the January 2019 kits. My new theme for this year when I scrapbook is I'm trying as much as I possibly can to add as much of my handwritten story to my pages. I really am trying to endeavor to add a personal touch. One can get so sort of caught up in using all the beautiful product that you forget what the real reason is for what we do, which is obviously sharing and creating memories for our family for the future. So there you have it. My page is done. Here are a few close-ups so you can see what I got up to and to get really close in on the detailing. Again, the printables and cut files you can find on the hipkitclub.net website. If you're a subscriber, many of them are complimentary. There are some freebies for everyone else, so please feel free to go and grab them. Thank you again for watching my process video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time. Have a fabulous week, everyone. Bye-bye.